And our final story for this week's edition of the Rolling Stone is about Taylor Swift. Yes, it's about Taylor Swift. The trailer to her Netflix documentary, Miss Americana, okay, was released. And it purports to show her rise to the top ranks of the music industry. And it teases that we'll be finding out more reasons, or more of Taylor Swift's reasons for becoming political, as she did in the midterms of 2018, okay? Because one of the things that has got fans, I forget what they call themselves, but fans of Taylor Swift, one of the things that has gotten them uber excited is that this documentary, Miss Americana, is actually going to showcase a never-before-released song by Taylor Swift, and it is blatantly political. She makes no bones about it. She wrote this song after the 2018 midterms, when the senatorial candidate that she backed for Tennessee lost. That is the background of her writing this song. And some of the lyrics, okay, the song hasn't been released yet because this documentary isn't going to be put on Netflix until January 31st, but Variety, which did a story about it, they published a few of the lyrics of this song, which is called Only the Young. That's the name of the song. And some of the lyrics say, "You did all that you could do. The game was rigged. The ref got tricked. The wrong ones think they're right. We were outnumbered this time." And then Variety says that although it isn't specific about particular causes or political issues, the track references forces that are, quote, too busy helping themselves. We gotta do it ourselves, unquote. Okay? Blatantly political. Blatantly political. Because it was charged from a political place in her life, in her mind. That's not the problem. The problem is that the conservative movement, people on the right, are making the same damn mistake that they always do. Their initial reaction to this was just to laugh it off, okay? And there's nothing wrong per se with mocking an idea, with mocking a position. There's nothing wrong with that. I've never said that there's anything wrong with that, okay? I think Martin Luther said it best. I forget when he said it, but the devil cannot stand to be mocked. That's perfectly true. But when mocking becomes the default position, right, and you just sort of mock it, maybe throw some facts at it and expect it to wither like Dracula when faced with the sunlight or something, that's when you are in trouble. Okay, like for one example, Ben Shapiro had a Twitter thread actually where he pretended that this was a parody, like someone was parodying the trailer before the actual trailer for Taylor Swift's documentary came out. And then at the end he said, oh wait, this is real. Like he had just suddenly realized it, right? It was all supposed to be a joke. And he said, you know what, if you can't laugh at this, then something's wrong with you because life is hilarious, which kind of contradicts what he said a few weeks ago on Twitter. And I realize that Twitter is not a barometer of actual, it's not really a barometer of anything, really, when you get right down to it. But it's interesting that a few weeks ago Ben Shapiro had said that, life is stupid. So I'm still trying to figure out if hilarity is part of stupidity or if stupidity is part of hilarity, right? Still trying to figure that out because, of course, my brain does not operate on the same wattage as his does. But, okay, but this is a problem. That's just one example. And I saw other examples of people, getting after Taylor Swift or saying, wow, so brave and wonderful of her, doing the exact same thing that everyone in the entertainment industry is doing, right? Everyone gets political. So wow, so brave and bold of her doing the exact same thing that everyone else is doing. And call me a stick in the mud, call me a Johnny Raincloud. I do not think that this is the appropriate response to this, okay? Because music is very serious, okay? Music is very serious. This is an idea that goes all the way back to ancient Greece with Plato and Aristotle, okay? Because Plato and Aristotle, they said that music contained an intrinsic element that was conducive to the promotion of moral or spiritual harmony and order in the soul. It was kind of an outward progression, If people's souls and lives are ordered, then their homes will be ordered. If their homes are ordered, then, then the state will be ordered. And if the state is ordered, it will be able to bring order to the world. It's kind of, again, from the individual, it expands out to everything else, okay? And Plato, specifically, and his contemporaries, they attributed specific character-forming qualities to each of the musical modes, believing that each could shape a human character in a distinct way. Okay, and this is the fascinating part. This is what Plato said. Plato said that music could shape thought, action, and perception in powerful ways because its personal nature made it a perfect means of conveying truths. Okay, because music, it activates our imaginations through its lyrics. It activates our sense of beauty through the tempo, through the rhythm, through the musical tune itself. Okay? It is a very powerful way. It can speak to us beautifully. I mean, all you have to do, is think about a song that you heard on the first date that you had with your future wife or with your girlfriend, and you immediately think of those good times. I mean, that's the power of music. That really is the power of music. Or give another example. Let It Go from Disney's Frozen, right? A lot of conservatives pointed out problems with it when the movie came out, when people started analyzing it. And it's true. There are very subtle progressive messages in it, but it's a brilliant song. That's the brilliant thing about it, because the words convey the message, but the tune is so hummable, I guess. I won't exactly call it beautiful, but it's so hummable. It gets itself into you, and therefore it gets the lyrics into you, and then you start thinking in the way that the message wants you to think, let it go, can't hold it back anymore. I mean, that's what a huge swath of little girls have heard. That's what they based kind of their life around, if the marketing and the merchandise says anything about it. That's the power of song. And so the fact that Taylor Swift has a huge devoted following, that she is young and beautiful, that she is successful, and that she is a good songwriter, okay? Whether her music fits your tastes or not. She does not fit my tastes. I have very antiquated tastes that are, at best, about 70 years past their sell-by date. But be that as it may, she is a good songwriter. She's a very successful songwriter. She understands music, I think, in a very fundamental sense. And that makes this very, very dangerous, because now if her music is going to be, if she is going to harness her music for political purposes, for political messages, for social messages, then that is going to be a huge thing. Because again, it's all in Plato. Music is very, very powerful. It can affect us. It can affect our thinking. And therefore it can affect our lives, which is why Plato in his Republic said that music had to be strictly controlled by the state. Because of course you couldn't have music just running amok and people just writing songs and everything, because that could bring about disorder. Now, I don't agree with that at all. However, that was the power of music that Plato and Aristotle both recognized. And so, we're separated from ancient Greece by 2,500 years? Something like that. Maybe just 2,400 years. It's the same thing. Music is powerful. Everyone understands it. Everyone on some primal level understands the power of music. And the fact that a successful, popular, beautiful songwriter is now going to harness her music for her own political agenda, the agenda of the left, That should make the conservative movement pause. Okay? But again, the problem is that the right cannot really think imaginatively. The right thinks that you can just throw some facts at something, right? And then that's the end of it. That it should just shrivel up and die, okay? And it's a bit more complicated than that, and people's ideas are a bit more nuanced than that, but at its core, that's the idea. I mean, that's how Ben Shapiro made, his rise to stardom. Facts don't care about your feelings, right? But here's the thing, it doesn't work like that. Life does not work like that. People are going to be much more motivated and inspired and formed by music and song lyrics than they are with lines and links and chains of syllogisms. Okay? Between Beethoven and Spinoza, you're going to attract a lot more people with Beethoven, with music, than with sheer logical syllogisms, as with Spinoza. Okay? And that's the thing that the right doesn't understand. And that is what I think, one of the things that is going to really bite the right eventually. And it doesn't know that this is even happening. It doesn't know that the game is shifting on them even as we speak. But be that as it may, that's the way things are for the time being. And with that, I am going to sign off, game, because I'm sure that I've spoken for far too long as usual. So have a great weekend. See you on Tuesday. Ciao.